Hi everyone and welcome to round 5 of the Hertz Mini Challenge delivered by Pizza Capers. We're here at the fast and flowing Phillip Island race circuit in Victoria South and we're getting down to the business end of the season. Just 3 events remaining and the championship hunt is well and truly on. Aaron Noonan has more.
One is the champion, the other is trying to become champion. Paul Stokel and Chris Alajarjan are fighting it out for the crown, and both know that this weekend is pivotal to their chances.
Look, I've come to this weekend knowing that my rivals are going to be up my clapper, is because it's their home circuit and they've done 1 trillion laps around here. So, you know, for me, it's my new ground and just going to try and concentrate on getting a consistent run.
We've got to go hard, you know, we've got to get this thing as fast as we possibly can, and, you know, it's a track that I think, you know, I know well, and I think a lot of the other guys do, to be honest, and, you know, we all like the place, so the racing is going to be close, but at the end of the day, we've just got to try and make less mistakes and, you know, bring it home in front of them and just take points.
Stokel has some backup for the round in new teammate Josh Hunt. Hunt has a pedigree in karting and open wheel racing, but is unsure if any of that will help on his mini challenge debut.
I hear the go-kart term a lot, and the short wheelbase and the size of the car really does serve to that purpose, but the front-wheel drive really does put it in a league of its own. It just makes it a completely different car to drive, and like I've said to a few people this weekend, with all of the power coming from the front wheels, you don't actually know your sideways till you're facing the inside of the track, and it can really get your attention quite quickly, but a lot of fun to drive. You know, if you haven't driven one of these, you really need to.
He'll be encouraged by Berwick Linton's season debut at Townsville, where the likeable Queenslander took a race win and a podium.
It's a good category, it's easy to come along to, and you can have fun, and, you know, I've proved that you can get a result even when you don't do it full time.
And there's a Kiwi invasion this weekend as well. Sitting 5th in points, Gavin Yort has flown back to take on the Aussies once again.
Some good boys over here. It's really competitive. We're running sort of a strong midfield. Yeah, we're pretty happy with where we're going, being the old driver in the field.
And the Uberstar car this weekend is being piloted by reigning NZ Mini champ Craig Innes, and he knows car setup is vital here at Phillip Island.
Just sort of working with the engineer, and it's all people you've never worked with before. The guys who I've got on my car do seem to be really good, which has helped a lot, but it's just getting everything on the same page and just getting the ultimate setup, because it is quite competitive. Like, first 6 cars yesterday were all within 1 second.
In race 1 at Phillip Island, drivers threw caution to the wind early as they jockeyed for position on cold tyres.
The pole sitter Sean Carter has been swamped. Alajarjan takes the lead, and cold tyres, fast track. You've got to be careful on lap 1.
Yeah, well, it's not only the cold tyres, it's the rear tyres. You can see both Stokel and McNiven. We've got Innes off as well.
And Josh Hunt as well. The debutant is in the sand. Can he get it out? Looks like he might be able to, but everyone caught out on the first lap.
What happens is you get a bit of confidence with the front tyres. The front tyres come up to a bit of a temperature, particularly in that warm-up lap. But then obviously when you get to the first couple of corners, the rear tyre temp's just not there. But it's Alajarjan out in front, Stokel and Carter's in there well. He's now 3rd after that pole position.
Now, important point, qualifying had the pin pulled on it because there was a crash on the warm-up lap. So the grid was set by practice times, hence why Sean Carter started from pole.
Yeah, during practice there was wet conditions, there was dry conditions, and obviously we had a car. We've got inside. Elliot Barber, great manoeuvre there on Innes, so he's moved up another spot. This is a bit of a battle, these guys. Been off the track, but they're now still fighting and trying to get their way through the field.
Elliot's a young Victorian making his debut in one of the Andy McElrea team cars. This is wild and willing. Oh my, Aaron Zerafos gets absolutely owned over the top of Lukey Heights.
I think Aaron's a little bit cautious on those cold rear tyres there. He got swamped, didn't he? But now he's coming back down the inside.
Oh boy, that was bad. He got roughed up and tried to make it all up in one corner. And in the end, Craig Innes is the man who is facing in the wrong direction. The Pizza Capers on board.
So Zerafos went from cautious to crazy in one foul corner.
Mini challenge does that too.
So he's back on the track again. That's his 2nd time off in 1 lap. So quite exciting.
Back at the front, Paul Stokel and Chris Alajarjan fighting for the race, fighting for the championship, and of course Stokel is on the outside here, but it becomes the inside. Nice
This
move.
is great stuff. This is at sixth gear, so we're talking speeds of up around 250 k's an hour. They have a slight lift back to fifth gear and push the car through turn one.
Alajarjan had one eye on Stokel and one eye on his mirrors.
Stokel's just been able to edge away, but Sean Carter is hanging with the championship leader, young guy that you've had a lot to do with, and it's showing good signs too.
Yeah, look at him. He's really closing up under the back of Alajarjan there. So Sean knows this circuit well. He's really stepped up this weekend, and he's mixing with these guys. The lap times between these three is within tenths. There's nothing in it.
Big gap back to fourth. Peter McNiven wants it. He's down the inside on Barry Clinton.
Now, this is a guy we expected to see with those front guys, but he had that off on turn one. So over the weekend, he'll be back near the front again. But the experience of these local guys really showing through.
Elliot Barber was making his presence felt in his mini challenge debut.
Elliot Barber, now he's a guy that's been racing 944 Porsches, and he knows all about these single mate categories. He knows how to make the most of it. I expect him to make this pass down into turn one, so he's really got a good run onto the straight. Break a little bit later, then you're in there. Well done.
John Modesta makes him earn it. But turn one, boy oh boy, it's quick in anything.
Look, it's a great category, isn't it, for these younger guys? You see people coming through, they get to the national scene, and Mini's where they need to do it.
Fifth place up for grabs. Barry Clinton has it. Gavin York wants it. And young Elliot Barber not afraid to mix it with these guys in the fast track car.
We saw Barry Clinton in Townsville do a sensational job and win races up there. Gavin York's won races in the New Zealand series, and here's Elliot Barber. He's having his debut in a Mini. He's out there on the slick tyres in these conditions. He's been at Phillip Island before, but he is really putting pressure on these experienced guys.
The run back towards the turn three sweeper. This is the place to launch a move up the inside into turn four. Oh. Gavin York covers it though. That was close.
So York's gone really deep. Elliot can't get through that time.
In the end, it was a valuable points win to Stokel, who is desperately trying to keep his championship hopes alive.
Paul Stokel has just had a bit too much pace. No success ballast for any of the cars in this race. That will change for race two though. But Stokel fighting back in the championship. He will take race one at Phillip Island. But the bad news is that Alajarjan's just behind.
Oh yeah, Aaron, but it's only a couple of points. He needs more than that.
Sean Carter home in third. Josh Hunt and Craig Innes recovered for 9th and 10th. But for Stokel, he's going all out in this championship attack.
Said to the guys to take no prisoners after this one and sick of pussyfooting around. So, no, it was a good race. They got off to a good start, and I knew I had to make it get up there pretty early. Car was good from cold tyres, which was made my life a bit easier. And yeah, and you know, thankfully, you know, Chris was a bit cooperative as well, and clean race, good.